Damsel is out on Netflix, new fantasy film starring Millie Bobby Brown. She plays Elodie, the daughter of a noble family that has fallen on harder times and is struggling to provide for themselves and their subjects. Then the family gets an offer to marry Elodie off to an incredibly wealthy prince from an incredibly wealthy kingdom. She accepts the arranged marriage, ready to fulfill her duty. Once there, everything looks great, the castle is fantastic, the prince is charming, they get married, and then it turns out it's a scam. The royal family has been using a clever loophole where they marry their family members to random people, thus technically making them royalty, and then sacrificing the new royalty to a bloodthirsty dragon that lives in the mountain. So, my experience with this film was as follows. The first scene introducing Millie Bobby Brown, I was immediately taken out of the film because she was chopping wood in full modern makeup. It's so distracting, and unfortunately it happens again several times during the movie. But then, for the next 20 minutes or so, I was actually fairly entertained. I liked the world that the movie introduced us to, the costumes, the feeling of Fantasyland that made me think of old movies like Willow or Princess Bride or The Neverending Story. And yeah, there's nothing unique or original about this one, but it was a pleasant sense of familiarity, something that I haven't seen in a long time and I liked seeing as a child, so I was kind of ready to start enjoying the film. And then it kind of fell on its own face very, very quickly. First of all, it's incredibly predictable and as a result boring. After the prologue, I thought to myself, okay, so Elodie will survive the encounter with the dragon and then either defeat it or join forces to together take revenge on the royals. And what then, I wonder? Nothing, as it turns out. That's the whole movie, that's it. This predictable sequence of events is just stretched into almost 2 hours, including about a 30-minute stretch where Millie Bobby Brown is just crawling through caves and grunting rather loudly. It's like a more boring and more uneventful version of Bilbo being lost in the caves with Gollum, except there's no Gollum this time around. It's uneventful, is what it is. Boring and disappointing. Now, I know sometimes it's about the journey and not the destination, but in this case, Elodie doesn't really grow or change as a character. She doesn't learn new stuff or become better. She fundamentally stays the same as she was at the beginning, and so there isn't any compelling character arc or character writing here. But there also isn't any compelling character acting here. Like, Millie is fine as an actress. I enjoyed her both in Stranger Things and Enola Holmes, but there's just so little to work with that she's not really able to carry these extended solo sequences. And as a result, for most of the movie, I was just sort of waiting for it to end, unfortunately. The two things I did enjoy were the dragon, looks great and sounds great, with a voice performance by Shore Agdashlu, hope I'm pronouncing that right, and the evil queen, played by Robin Wright. I thought she was cool in her evil, cold practicality. Everything else sucks, I'm afraid. It almost put me to sleep. I do not recommend it.